Hi, it's Ileana here, and I'm just going to talk a little bit more today about my visit with Anaya of the L Race to the Crystalline City that I went to that is 13,000 years in the future. Um, I had done an image of a digital image of what the city looks like with me and Anaya in it, where we were standing. We were standing on this beautiful platform that's built on the water. So I noticed that many of the ancient builder race outposts and crystalline cities are built on the water. I'm not quite sure what the specific reason is for that, but it has something to do with a vibrational frequency because water has the ability to purify energy, and water is a very clean source of life. So I think that's something that's part of why they build their crystalline cities and outposts on water, on waterfalls and near mountains. So nature is very important to them. And the fact that the cities are built from crystalline technology, it's very interesting in that way because crystals have a way of purifying energy as well and providing protection to the environment. Wherever there's crystals, it's always harmonious, balanced energies. So I think that's part of the reason why they use crystalline technology for building their cities out of crystals and crystal technology, and even crystal light technology. I think that's what it is. Because in a lot of the images that I was vibrationally tuned into, everything looks crystalline based. So that's very important again to mention that it's crystalline light technology. And it is 13,000 years in the future, so it's very advanced crystal technology that they're using in the future. So going back to the image of me and Anaya standing in the Crystal City, she was wearing this beautiful type of a tunic robe or a tunic dress. That's something else I've noticed that many of the ETs wear, like the Anshar, for example. They wear these robes as well, and Andromeda Council wear robes during meetings. So Anaya was also wearing a type of a robe dress or a tunic robe. I was wearing a tightly fitted uniform, grayish black uniform, with these gravity boots on my feet, which actually it's very interesting technology, the gravity boots. They allow you to be able to jump in the air and very high in the air and land on your feet elsewhere very quickly. And they also help you to run quickly once, like, those boots can be programmed for that. So in the image, the boots were kind of glowing a little. So those are gravity boots, basically. That's what I was wearing. And I'm blonde and I have short blonde hair, so the image was appropriate to how I look like now, as close as I could get it to me. And Anaya has this beautiful light blue skin and these beautiful glowing blue eyes. So her image is also as close as I could get it to what she looked like. She has blue hair. In the image, it's kind of like dark blue. And the image was as close as I can get to her. In the other images, she has this very blue hair, light blue hair, blue skin, and blue eyes. Because there's other images that I was able to find of her where it really matches up for all of her looks. So it's quite a mixture of images that I'll include in this presentation. So I just wanted to explain a little bit about the city in Anaya and how I ended up in the city. Basically, the world ship Akashen, which is again, it's a bio-living ship made of crystalline technology as well, and crystal light technology. So it teleported us 13,000 years into the future, both Anaya and me. It creates this beautiful beam of light that beams you up. And I guess it opens up a slipstream timeline in space. And the slipstream looks like purple and yellow energy that opens up in the sky, where this beam beams you down. And it can beam down multiple people anywhere in the slipstream timeline where you need to go. So basically, this ship creates this slipstream timeline portal. It opens up in the sky and it beams you down where you need to go. And that works the same way for just teleporting people to other planets as well. Like when I went to Venus, the Akashen literally teleported me and Anaya down to the outposts with the slipstream beam technology that they use on the ship. That's how they teleport themselves from the ship to other locations. So that was an interesting experience, and I got to see more cities. So they have a lot of different crystalline cities in the future. And they have parks and they have lakes and rivers and oceans, just like we do on Earth. It's not just all crystalline cities. They do incorporate that with green spaces. That's very important. And they build near water. So they, to them, having a clean, beautiful, organic environment is very important. They respect life and living things. So they incorporate their cities into green environments, making sure that the cities are part of the environments and blend in and don't disrupt any living habitats on planets. And even on the Akashen world ship, they have a lot of gardens. They have a lot of green space and parks. That's very important to them, because it's like 20 different levels with 24 decks on the Akashen world ship itself. So it's half the size of Earth, the Akashen ship. So it's a lot of space on the ship, and it's spread out so people have beautiful quarters that they live in, and it's spread out and quiet and beautiful, like kind of bluish white lighting that's very soothing to the eyes and to the soul. So it's very, their environments are very beautiful and I guess made for living that's harmonious. And so that's something else that I wanted to mention today in this audio clip, that I really enjoyed visiting the various outposts, crystalline cities, and the Akashen itself. So, and just again to mention that all of this stuff is made out of crystalline technology, like literal crystalline technology. And some of the cities are glowing blue, and crystal energy often has that bluish color to it. And while working with crystals itself, I see blue energy often. And when I'm reading people's auras, I often see blue energy around people. So that's life force energy, living life force energy, the color blue, in the rainbow body, in the rainbow bridge. So I'm not surprised that the crystalline cities have this blue energy around them as well. The blue energy, I've seen it around the Akashen and inside the Akashen. So that's part of the life force energy, because the Akashen itself, the ship, it's a bio-living ship made of living energy, literally. So that's something very interesting to note, I guess. And I am very happy that I got to visit the Crystalline City with Anaya. I felt very healed when I was being transported to the city itself, and when I was in the city talking with Anaya. And we were talking about epigenetics. Sorry, yeah, epigenetics. She was just telling me how the human race is evolving, and how we're going from 2-stranded DNA to 3-stranded, and eventually back to 12-stranded, and how this evolution process is happening on Earth, to the planet itself, and to humans. So many different people are experiencing ascension symptoms, joint pain, headaches, chills, sweats. Some people are starting to seeing visions of the future, the past. Those are just some of the ascension symptoms. There's many more. Insomnia, having daydreams in the middle of the day, feeling like there's more to your life, like you're not from this planet, that you have a mission, a soul mission that you want to explore or do something very important with your life that you never thought about before trying to do. That's all part of ascension and learning and growing. So that's something that I was discussing with Anaya while we were walking on the waterway platform together. How this evolution process is happening, and some of the changes that will probably happen to the sun. The fact that the color spectrum will change on our sun eventually from yellow to orange, and that these changes will likely also impact Earth and cause mass evolution on the planet itself and with humanity, to all living matter on the planet when that happens. So that's something, because energy is life, everything is living life force, and it evolves whenever something happens in the solar system, when electromagnetic waves come into the solar system, when the sun changes, it affects planets and evolution in the solar system. So that's something we were discussing together during our walk. And all bio-living energy is changed in these processes of evolution. And your DNA, your epigenetics, everything changes. So you do experience different things with your health, with your living energy. It certainly can change your perspective on life. And for me, it really made me look at my life and want to change my health patterns, to be healthier, to be ready for all of these evolutionary shifts, and it to help with my own ascension process, and to learn and to be open to the universal knowledge that I receive on all of my different ET contacts and wherever I go. So it's really opened up my evolutionary processes through all of these experiences. And that's something else that I talked about with Anaya. And that was very humbling to me, this experience of going back into the future, of a timeline that I've seen many times before, 13,000 years in the future. But I've never seen it this clearly, like actually going to the Crystalline Cities and being physically teleported there with Anaya. So that was something I'll never forget, and certainly a humbling and beautiful experience for me to have been a part of. So I just wanted to mention that today. So thank you so much, and namaste.